Hello, greetings. This is me again, Sahara Jawad. Uh, I'm under attack, feeling volatile and all, but I'll carry on about the religion thing. Uh, Please, if you can see this. So overall, um, looking at Imam Raza's explanation of why he was Adam um, was fell from the heaven's garden of bliss. Um, then they say that if our hadiths go against the Quran, well, you can then debate that. But and looking at this commentary under Surah Anfal, verse 74, about Prophet Muhammad explaining why are blood relatives near, and looking at the discrepancy ayats that I have already explained, right, in the Quran, uh, explained in the videos, but the ayats in the Quran discrepancy is found. It seems that I'm coming closer and closer to the thing that they really didn't know what was written in the Quran. And we were told by some that, when you read Koleni, Kafi, Imam sayings anywhere written in their books, compiled by the religious scholars, that they sometimes spoke in parables, and it was for the very high faith people, believers, to understand. But you see, we need to start from A, B, C, D, right? And if that fails, where are we to go? So looking at the explanations, commentaries in multilingual Quran under ayats, I have come to find out that they didn't really know, actually, write much, explaining away, yes, explaining with high language and all that is there also, but in some ways they were failing. So could it be that this Quran was copy-pasted from other religions? They couldn't explain the origin of the name of Allah. Although they explained the origin, it's in Surah Nur, that he's light and all that, they can explain that by, I don't know what, taking the people hostage maybe, and making them explain. Alexandria, we were told Alexandria library was burnt by Umar bin Khattab, things like that. So, they could have taken hostages. And sometimes the hostages may have not given them proper meaning of the ayats, coming from their religion, and thus failing, this whole thing failing. So you have to see it to believe it. Although I'm giving you an overall view from myself, that I see discrepancies even in the explanations, taking us to the blood relations here. So you have to see it now. I can go further on explaining, but in short, that since the Imams also failed to explain some ayats, and the Holy Prophet also failed, this shows, actually, could it be that they had stolen it from other religions, and so all that, right? False religion, false prophet, wanting to make his family important. So many years as a Shia, um, I feel I've been deceived, and I want whatever I'm going through, I hope it's not in vain. The attack is on, so my mind is bombarded with negativity and a force, deteriorating, volatile, getting worse. So I hope this is not in vain. I hope some of you will see this, check this, and when my accent changes and I go funny, I hope you will overlook that. I was unable to go through my video, previous one, on this Surah Anfal, finding discrepancies in the ayats, and seeing that he was the warlord, um, and also Imam saying here, Hussein ibn Ali's asking his grandfather, how are the, all this, right? Blood relations near, and not getting a proper biological answer to that. So I would say, in short, that have I explained this properly? That we were lied to. If I can see it in my 50 plus years, why couldn't the religious scholars see this? It seems I don't know what they were influenced by, right? So the Shias, if you follow a wrong, a false spiritual leader, what happens to you? A cult leader, you go down all the time. It's like in my experience as a Shia, even so, all the time it was like shaitan. This is shaitan. This is shaitan. Outside, inside. So finally I said, "Oh Prophet Muhammad, you've said believers. You are closer to the believers, and I would like you to help me." And then that even didn't work. It failed. I said this with my whole being, calling on him for help. I slept and I felt like snakes were going through inside my body. In my dream, I was feeling this during my sleep. So it's a very big tragedy for me as a Shia to find out the oppressed, the martyred, the king of martyrs. We used to take him as Hussein, who I had once written, with his grand sacrifice, has proven to the world how great Islam, how true Islam is, and all this has failed now. Seeping through the ayats and seeing them. So, what a treacherous person. And his Allah writes, Surah Anfal, verse 71, "But if they have treacherous designs against thee, O Messenger, they have already been in treason against Allah." Right? "And so hath he given thee power over them, and Allah, so he who hath full knowledge and wisdom." And Allah is, here there's an English error, I think, or, and Allah, so he hath full knowledge and wisdom. Excuse me. So here it goes, the commentary again. "Even if the pardoned prisoners of war carry out treacherous plans after their release, Allah promises to give the believers power over them. But killing captives has not been approved." So, putting it this way, what do you mean? You see, killing captives has not been approved. So oh, such a great religion. Like, you cannot kill captives. You cannot kill captives. When you've subdued them, you take them as captives, but you cannot kill captives. But you've already made them captives. And then we are told you can release them out of favor, or you can, out of ransom, meaning payment, taking payment. And so what happens when you subdue their land? Like, you destroy their crops and all? You destroy everything of theirs? I mean, this verse, right? Again, Surah Anfal 67 verse. It is not fitting for a prophet that he should have prisoners of war until he hath thoroughly subdued the land. What a laughing stock thing. What shall I say about this? You look for, and so Akapuya, like killing of the captives, it's not allowed. Killing of the captives, and our imams with him, killing of the captives. So yes, it's not his fault. It's what, but again, religious scholars, Shia religious scholars, couldn't see this. I don't know with what they were influenced by, right? Actually, we were more concentrated. No. We used to read the Quran and everything. I don't know how we got influenced by Imam Hussein's sacrifice so much. Maybe we couldn't believe it. Yeah, maybe how, or what's the proper word to use. So now that I'm opening your eyes, sorry it's on me that I have to do this. It's very hard on me, along with the attacks I'm having, my condition. So I hope it pays off somewhere. Someone takes this and learns, because following a false prophet can make life terrible. And they say, the more you get religious, the worse you become. So if you're planning as a Shia to turn to this religion sincerely, either, I don't know, you just in your own, I don't know what happens really, but they say I've seen good Shias and religious scholars, very simple. I don't want to attack anyone personally. And so I don't know. They may have had, it's in their, maybe they think this prophet is a true prophet, so it's their good heart that has saved them. But this prophet is not a good, true prophet. So maybe they were lucky. I don't know. But I wasn't lucky at all. I wanted to come in this religion sincerely, and things were not working. So I can only speak for myself, and to also generally, in the sense that they say that if you follow a false prophet, your soul rots. Treason. You know what Cicero has written about treason? Okay? And if they have treacherous designs against thee, these captives, when you free them, freed captives, O Messenger, they have already been in treason against Allah. So you see, there were these captives also, and they could have been taken, released, and, we are told they were released here, but slowly and surely Prophet Muhammad, or in a revolutionary way, he must have been copying from them. I was told once that this Quran was copied from the Jews' Talmud, and if you check Abdullah Samir, he also once said it, but it's not a whole video of his. How this, we don't know how, but it was copied from the Talmud, Jews, some of it. Some of it, I think, is copied from the Arabian pagan idol worshippers. And Christians, yes, but, then I don't know how their books were distorted in writing about the Trinity in this way, that the mother of Isa was in the Trinity. And so this is another, okay, here in Surah Anfal, we have another failure here by Hussein's explanation. Again, I'm repeating myself. I mentioned this yesterday. It was too difficult. It was a shock again and again. So I just had to go. I was acting funny in that video. So here it is under verse 74, Surah Anfal, multilingual Quran, Shia commentary. In all Nasus al-Sadiq, in al-Nasus, sorry, not all, in al-Nasus al-Sadiq quotes Imam Hussein bin Ali, who said that when Allah sent down the verse, the blood relations are nearer one to another in the Book of Allah, the Imam requested the Holy Prophet to explain it. The Holy Prophet said, when I die, your father Ali, who is nearest to me, has a better title. They're worried about succession title here. You can see this. Instead of explaining that it's just evident that blood relations are nearer one to another. Because of course they are blood relations. But Prophet Muhammad jumps to say that about succession and who is nearest to him, so that they would get the succession. That's all was the explanation by the Holy Prophet. You can read the whole explanation here. And this is not right. Discrepancies, you see? This is not the way to explain an ayat of blood relations. What does... I'm still kind of confused. Like, I'm still surprised. I'm not confused, but surprised, shocked. So you know when they say in the Quran ayat that out of rivalry they have taken living in society out of rivalry for each other, enmity and all this, and competition and jealousy. Could it, so now safely I can say safely that yes, so many discrepancies and not being able to, even Imam Hussein's hadith, not being able to explain what blood relations are and this is really, it fails. So your logic will come down. Even your logic will come down if you believe in these kind of explanations. Allah sent down the verse, the blood relations are nearer one to another. In the Book of Allah, how are they? So, what? Okay, let me word by word read this, that when Allah sent down the verse, the blood relations are nearer one to another in the Book of Allah, the Imam requested the Holy Prophet to explain it. The Holy Prophet said, I'm so surprised to explain it. The Holy Prophet said, when I die, your father Ali, who is nearest to me. No, he's talking about blood relations. How are they nearer one to another in the Book of Allah? And so it would be like Imam Hussein wants to tell us, but the answer is not quite with the question. It is, he just goes on to say, who will succeed him? Because Ali is nearest to me, and so Ali will succeed him. And when Ali passes away, Hassan will succeed him, and when Hassan passes away, then has a better title than others, and when Hassan passes away, you have a better title for succeeding him. So that's why Allah brought down the verse that blood relations are closer one to another. Not that blood in itself, blood relations. Maybe I didn't get the whole hadith, and half of the hadith is mentioned here, put here. So what is the ayat? Let me read. Those who believe and adopt exile and fight for the faith in the cause of Allah, as well as those who give them asylum and aid. These are all in very truth the believers. Actually, they are believers. For them is the forgiveness of sins and a provision most generous. So, blood comes, so via blood relation. Maybe the whole hadith is not given, or anyhow, a part of it is given where it concerns this ayat, or that Imam Hussein was going to be this an example. You see, because those who believe and adopt exile and fight for Imam Hussein was exiled. He had to leave his hometown, fight for faith in the cause of Allah. So, and those who accept faith subsequently and adopt exile. Again, 75. But kindred, the last verse here. So it was under, I didn't see the last verse. So it's above this verse, the explanation. And so the last verse of Surah Anfal is, and those who accept faith subsequently and adopt exile and fight when they leave their hometowns and fight for the faith in your company, they are of you. But kindred by blood have prior rights against each other in the Book of Allah. Verily Allah is well acquainted with all things. Okay, I don't know where I was, but I was on Surah Anfal, these verses. The last one, I don't know whether I told you, it's 75 verse of Surah Anfal. A thought has just come to me about this kindred thing. And the prophecy, the prophecy of Prophet Muhammad. You may say, it was prophesied that his kindred, his blood would fight in the cause for the faith, in the cause of Allah, and be exiled, leaving their home, or leaving his home. But you know what? And I thought, I'm going to tell you that Imam Hussein was alive looking at this verse, the Quran verse, right? And so things could have worked out that he had to leave his house. And we would say, oh, what a prophecy. But first of all, we're not even getting this verse properly. Meaning to say, okay, we were told all believers were, most of the believers didn't even listen to him. So, for the faith. And those who accept faith subsequently, afterwards, or, subsequently, and adopt exile. So if I'm wrong about afterwards, and those who accept faith subsequently, and adopt exile, leaving their homes, meaning for faith, I think, and fight for the faith in your company, meaning Prophet Muhammad's company. I've just had my snack, breakfast. Fight for faith in your company. They are of you. But we find very few, like Salman Farsi, we're told, right, of the Ahlul Bayt. But not the son, he wasn't adopted or anything, right, but are of you. But kindred by blood have prior rights against each other in the book of Allah. Meaning, even if you are believers and all, and those who accept faith subsequently, afterwards, and leave their homes, adopt exile, and fight for the faith in your company, I don't know, in Prophet Muhammad's company, they are of you, or they're talking about the Ahlul Bayt. But even though they do this, they're still not, they don't come up to the kindred by blood who have prior rights against each other in the Book of Allah. Forget the prophecy that Imam Hussein is going to go leave his house and all this. You know what this verse is referring to? Of course, the house, they were put on such high pedestals that one of them would be exiled, fight for faith, but kindred by blood have prior rights against each other in the Book of Allah. Against each other in the Book of Allah. You know what this verse means? That those who did like Imam Hussein did in your company, subsequently accepting faith and adopting exile, even if they have to, leave their homes to fight for faith in your company, they are of you, like Salman Farsi. They are of you, Ahlul Bayt. So Prophet Muhammad said, Salman Farsi, you are of us, the Ahlul Bayt. But kindred by blood have prior rights against each other in the Book of Allah. Meaning, Salman Farsi is not going to get the succession. Meaning, Ali, Hassan, Hussein are still better. Oh, the way it is, but so you can have faith and you can adopt exile. Again, I'm repeating myself in other words, right? So am I also getting it? Because when I listen to my video for the record, I hope Zahra, you also get it. I'm addressing myself, right? Sorry, I go a little funny like this. No need to be ashamed of yourself when you Listen to your own voice later on for the record. So, you see, he tried to even bribe the wives, saying, "You are al Mu'mineen," and yet the wives went against him. So, chucked out from thoroughly purify you with a thorough purification. Hadiths came that they're only Ali, Fatima, Hassan, and Hussein. And you see, so we could say that this, or we could read it like, and those who accept faith subsequently and adopt exile and fight for, yeah, we're reading it properly, fight for the faith in your company, even if they are in your company, Prophet Muhammad. What a way to put it. So that later on when blood relatives come and they do this for faith, they have the succession right. Forget, okay, you don't forget them altogether, the believers or the Sahaba like Salman Farsi who accept faith, leave home, adopt exile. If they have to adopt exile, leave their homes and all this, and fight for faith in your company. In your company. This is the clever art, skillful work of a Dajjal, devil. But kindred by blood have prior rights against each other. Oh, so in the book of Allah. So about this, the commentary is given above it, under the verse 74, before this last verse of Surah Anfal. And so in Al-Nusus, now I get it. But even if now I got why this hadith was put here, still it doesn't make sense. Oh, so but kindred by blood have prior rights against each other in the book of Allah, meaning this is the religion of Holy Prophet. They take the succession. No matter even if the believers have faith, adopted exile and fought for faith in his company, meaning Sahabas who the Sunnis put after him, above Ali, above Hassan, Hussein. You see? No, you cannot. Shias are right. You cannot. And when Abraham told his father, what was that you are following your forefathers' religion or traditions, false gods. What did he say? Them idol worshippers, sometimes they get a lot of this blame, right? They're blamed, falsely accused that you follow your forefathers. Can you not say to Ali that you follow your forefather, your cousin's religion? Can you not tell Hassan you follow your forefather's religion, Hussein, and thereafter the Imams? So I may be wrong in some of my, maybe, but my reasoning power, whoever graced me with it to reveal this deceptive person. Oh my God, what is this? I can't believe myself. And those who accept faith, meaning in your company they are. So he made sure, and Allah, that after, even if they have fought and they are believers, true believers like Salman. Am I repeating this for myself to understand? You intelligent people? But what about those Shias who have been brainwashed for so many years? Maybe thinking, what are you telling us? What are you saying? Please make sure. So I have to repeat myself again and again. I'll take a break. But I cannot wait to reveal this. Anyways, but it's good to take a break because the fast, being quick is satanic. No, we don't have any Satan here. At least in explaining these verses, we are removing Satan from our lives. Evil. So much evil we feared. So at least in this, not that I don't have Satan in my personal life, but at least in this, removing Satan from this, removing this religion's Satan, it has given us such a Satan that even God's names were not enough. You cannot say, I take refuge in Allah from Satan the rejected. Why? Because you need those special names. And those who accept faith subsequently and adopt exile, like Salman, maybe someone like Salman Farsi, and fight for faith, for the faith in your company meaning the company of. Now I haven't seen the various translations and word by word haven't Quran ayat, but it says here, in your company. I don't know what other translators say. Meaning in Prophet Muhammad's company. They are of you. They are of you. Salman Farsi he said, oh Salman, you are my Ahl al-Bayt. Right? But just not blood. But kindred, meaning what I used to think about Sunni saying, this is our religion, what are the Shia? Oh, it is. This verse I could have used when I was a Shia against the Sunnis, who used to say, they used to talk to me like, this one person used to talk to me like she knows about the religion and it is their religion. Sunni's religion. It is not your religion, Sunnis. It is the religion of Prophet Muhammad, Ali, Hassan, Hussein, who will be the successors, not the rightly guided, not the Sahabas even, not even Salman Farsi, who the Shias feel are of you, Ahl al-Bayt, of the Holy Prophet. You see, I used to think, and now I even got the words for it. I used to think, what are they saying? Grandchild, grandson of Prophet Muhammad, what are these Sunnis doing? Thinking, oh, it is their religion, and the Shias are wrong. Shias are like this, and Shias are like that, kafir, and they can speak. Who gave you authority? Even the Quran does not give you authority to speak against the Shias. Followers of the kindred by blood of Rasulullah. So please have a look at this. Sunnis have failed. Now the verse has come. What I used to think about, but I could not find the verse and I didn't know it was lying here. Last verse in Surah Anfal. So sorry Sunnis, you have no right whatsoever to take it from the Sahabas and tell us that we are I was a Shia, so just for the brevity's sake, tell the Shias that they don't know what they're doing, and Allah, bichare, rightly, they were following. Do you get what I'm trying to say and what this verse I found out? Sunnis have no right, so sorry, I'm going to put a title there as I upload this video. You have no right. Sunni Muslims, Quran only Muslims, whoever you are, even if your forefathers were with the Prophet Muhammad and they went into exile, subsequently accepting faith, went into exile for this religion, adopted exile and fought for faith. See, it says, in your company, they are of you. You could consider themselves as Ahl al-Bayt like Salman Farsi, but kindred by blood have prior rights against each other in the book of Allah. How will you understand this? You understand this by reading what Imam Hussain asked. In Al-Nasus, Al-Saduq quotes Imam Hussain bin Ali, who said that when Allah sent down the verse, the blood relations are nearer one to another in the book of Allah, the Imam requested the Holy Prophet to explain it. The Holy Prophet said, when I die, your father Ali, who is nearest to me, has a better title than anybody else for succeeding me. When your father passes away, then your brother Hassan has a better title than others, than anyone else, even the Sahabas. And when Hassan passes away, you have a better title for succeeding him. This is about the last verse of Surah Anfal, explained under the second last verse of Surah Anfal, 74. Please have a look at this. Thank you so much. I will continue later.